Hi Seamus, Declan here. Hope you're keeping well. Apologies for the delay in getting back to you. We've had a busy few days. We'd attended you on Monday, so it was a busy weekend. I've just put together a short video here just to walk through. I had an opportunity to talk to the team about our conversation, just kicking around some ideas how we can help you in terms of peer-to-peer advocacy, support for conversion of applicants. The first thing I suppose is worth mentioning is we did a quick scan across the universities that we're working with to see sort of what volume of peer in those particular regions. So like for example, Malaysia, we have 34 current and graduates in the network. So I think there's a nice opportunity to use the network that's already here, because these guys have been helping us obviously in terms of recruitment for things like testimonials, peer promotional type activities, success stories, and connecting them back in then to the network of applicants on your side. So the other end of the funnel where your students are at the very start of the journey. You've obviously got your own network as well that we would look to bring in. So between what you have available and what we have, that we'd be able to cover the main areas that you need peer support, applicant peer support. So just a quick run through. So I sent this to you already, but I'll walk through it. So what we do is create a deployment, so it'll be a unique instance of the service for IUMC, and this is what we would pitch, I guess, to the medical schools. This would be specifically for applicants around these subjects at these particular universities. It would be made available to the students, so you would send them a link to download, and that link would take them in. So it's a gated system that it's not just publicly available on the App Store and anyone can get in. It would be kind of an invite only type scenario. So you pick and choose which applicants you think, and I guess that's at your discretion, choosing people you think need the peer support, perhaps are more likely to convert. And you mentioned you have 2 to 350, and there's a pretty high conversion rate. So this would be a step in that in terms of your process. The key things we need to collect at this point are we need to collect obviously the subject area that they're interested in, also which medical school, university that they're planning to go to, and when they're thinking about starting. Once we have them in that, then they can populate their profile with other kind of personal stuff that and once we get them in the system, then it's a case of matching them up with people who best match their profile. So on the service, we have obviously the applicants at your end, so you're pushing those through. We're connecting them up with current students who we have, and then we have the graduates at the other end of the spectrum, people who are working, who've obviously gone through the program and have started out into the world of work. The graduates are different. Obviously, their time is often more limited, and those who are on placement and so on. So we look maybe to pull them in on a kind of a live event Q&A type, sort of create an event around it. The current students, we would now it depends again on how, but we would look to the medical schools maybe to provide us with a few current students who could provide that kind of ambassador type role. In doing that, they would be available in things like groups. So subject groups to answer questions on a more ongoing basis. So there's kind of somebody there consistently who is typically what we do is we provide some training around that, and they would sit on the app for a set number of hours per week over a set time, and you've kind of got enough areas covered. But all of that could be kicked around just to see what format works best. Our role in that is just to monitor, provide training support, and make sure that they're the connections. What we do then is each month we feed back to either yourself or to the medical schools, however this might work, in terms of these applicants are engaging most, these ones haven't really engaged, the number of connections they have, because these are key indicators in terms of conversion. So if we can see really where there's opportunities to add more graduates in. So the groups are are targeted. What we envisage we'd do at this point is we'd have it filtered down to the schools, and we'd also have kind of more global groups where there'd be those students all travelling to Ireland, which is kind of for everyone, the particular medical school, the particular subject, and then you can kind of slice and dice it in different ways, so there's different people that we can connect with. There's obviously promotional content and things we can push as well. Typically in the group then it's peer led, so it's not a place for staff to get involved. It's student to student. A student starting out talking to a current student, and with input from a graduate, and all of that together then creates for lots of engagement and so on. And then we can feed back in terms of we can actually capture kind of themes and things as well across the platform, which goes back to your recruitment in terms of your messaging and so on. The content is something like a live event where we're bringing in a graduate who's working in the area to do maybe a live Q&A. We could push that out as an event in the app as well, just to notify people. User stories, promotional type content, all that kind of thing. So your job, get the applicants in there. What we look after then is that kind of engagement, ongoing engagement, right through till they actually rock up, and then to bring them back in again for them to feed back into the next cycle. And then to keep the best ones again once they graduate. That success is what drives conversion. So that kind of that message that goes back into those kind of key markets. Just a quick look at ULs. I'll not show you so the way it works is we have, there's a back end. It provides us with a list of students. What we do is we run a scan, so you can select perhaps something like a subject area or a country that's relevant, and then what we'd see is the number of students or applicants, current students and graduates that we have in that particular area or that particular subject. And then it's a case of we can match them up. The system does that already. The students can search themselves, but we can plug peer support in different areas. And then the groups are set up in a way that they're tailored. So, as I mentioned, we can spin up a new group and point it at a particular subject area or a particular school, or more global groups that are, for everyone. But each student kind of has that kind of tiered, kind of larger, kind of all-in group, and then something that's a bit more specific and even more perhaps tailored. So you can have students coming from a particular country as well, or a particular area, or there's lots of ways to slice and dice it, and then we can measure the engagement. So ULs here they've got this is a general group for everyone, then they've got one that's Master of Engineering, and then there's just loads of groups on here. It's pretty busy, so you get an idea. So this is for September, so it's quite decent engagement at the moment. So that's generally how it works. I guess I'm happy for you to advise in terms of what you think, whether it's something, whether we could put a proposal together, and who are the key people we need to talk to, and pitch it. Maybe I know you mentioned September through to kind of January as a key period in terms of applicants. So I guess if we were looking at September, we may want to start putting the feelers out there earlier. If there's something I can do to help with that, I'm happy to do so. But do get back to me if it's something that you'd like to pick up. And I hope you found this useful. Hope you're keeping well. Take care. Bye bye.